Hey everybody, Colton here for MMOHuts.com, and we're doing a sponsored video today. Today's video is sponsored by Warlords Awakening, the game you're seeing before you right now. This is my assassin character, Lenira. She has actually been boosted to level 25 for the sake of this preview of the game. So we're going to get to see some mid-level abilities and skills, that kind of thing. Just a couple of quick things they want me to go over about the game. This is a Korean MMORPG, but it plays like an ARPG. Think like Path of Exile, Diablo, those type of games. And there's a couple of things they want me to mention. Unlike other Korean MMOs, this game is designed that you can reach the level 40 level cap within 30 hours of playing, which is pretty fast. Another thing that they want me to mention is there are no pay-to-win items. There's no pay-to-win structure. And there's real-time PvP, but I doubt we'll be seeing it because I haven't figured out how to get into it in this video. Once I figure that out, I will be covering that in a later video. All right, so we're in the game world. As you can see, I have my wolf pet with me. Now, the cool thing about pets in this game that I just want to show off right away is any pet you get, you can use as a mount, which is pretty dope. So we're going to go ahead and now I've already been questing a little bit, just kind of getting a feel for the basics of the game. And I have a quest that needs to be turned in. I don't think it's to this guy, though. Yep, not him. And so we're gonna go, no, I guess it doesn't need to be turned in. I guess it's still in progress. I've got a thing I need to do over here, some enemies I need to go kill. So we're gonna go ahead and do that while we're over here. Each character has different stances. I'm playing an assassin, so I have access to 3 different, power sets. Which right now I am using the execution stance. This one is a lot of scythe attacks, and each stance, it's also worth mentioning, uses a different weapon. So my assassin stance, which I'm now in, uses the traditional assassin mainstay daggers, which I'm sure you've seen in plenty of MMOs before this. So we've got some dagger combos going here. And then I will show you my personal favorite is the Chaos stance, which features a lot of claw attacks, and they just look really sick. Each of these stances has their own benefits. I haven't quite figured out what all of them are yet, but right now I'm just using the one that I like. It does feel like Chaos and Assassin attack the fastest, whereas Chaos is the slowest. But I've got to sit down with some of these abilities and see what they offer. It looks like the frost, yeah, it looks like this is a lot of slowing damage, or a lot of, not slowing damage, ice damage, excuse me. Yeah, with chances to freeze. So it looks like the, execute is focused on freezing. Chaos just focused on sheer speed of damage output. And each stance of the assassin class, oh, I can transform. Ah, damn it, I missed my opportunity. I also need to clean out my inventory. But as you're comboing and playing, you have access to what's called your EL potential gauge, which you'll see start to fill up. And what this does as it fills up is it gives you access to your Elite Lord form, which I'm about to not do. I'm about to freeze the game by opening a menu at an inopportune moment. Okay, well, we got control back. That's not what you want to see happen in a video game that you're demoing. Definitely not, but that's okay. We're gonna be all right. I haven't quite figured out how the Elite Lord gauge works yet. I assumed it was just from killing stuff, but I have not been able to get it full enough to trigger this transformation. Okay. And there's an option to even have it automatically transform you when you hit the potential gauge at full power. So I've just disabled that because I want to, like, actively do it myself. But as you can see, we are just exploding. I really need to clean out my inventory. We are exploding enemies. I don't have enough gold. I have a lot of random chests and a lot of garbage. So I'm gonna try to get rid of a few of these garbage items. In fact, items don't really matter for me right now because my character's level 25. So I'm not in a huge hurry to be getting those done, getting those items off the ground and open and rolled, because I'm already super powerful for this level. This is still one of the starting areas, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't really need the power boost that
Really nice.
items from here would take away from me, rather than give me. And I'm also not going to be reading too much of these quests other than the basic objectives. I want to sit down and enjoy the story on my own. And I don't want to spoil, have any potential spoilers go off for you guys who are happening to check out this gameplay video. The combat itself is really fun, and it's super fast paced, and I'm enjoying it so far. I've only got to sit down with the game twice, so we'll see how that feels, you know, once I'm closer to level 40, and I really start to see more of what the game has to offer in terms of dungeons and that kind of thing. One thing I will say, though, about this is that, like Path of Exile, which, as if you've been following the channel for a while, you guys know, is my favorite ARPG. Like Path of Exile, there's a lot of fun in just rounding up a ton of enemies in one spot and, like, killing them, which is something you'll be doing a lot. As you've seen, I'm fighting enemies 5 or 6 or 7 at a time. The only thing that I would really offer as feedback right now on that front is that, oh, we're about to do a dungeon. Enter dungeon, cool. The only thing I would really offer as feedback is I wish the monsters in these first few areas were more aggressive. In Path of Exile, everything is trying to kill you always. Even in like the very first area, the zombies that you fight are constantly coming at you. And if I could say one thing to the developers of this game directly, it would be, let's get some more aggressive monsters going here. See, in the dungeon, they're actively trying to fight me. Whereas I felt like they weren't in the actual open world questing areas. And that's another thing that they wanted me to make mention of is that this game is very focused on player feedback. The developers want to make sure the experience is tailored to the feedback they're getting from players, especially in early testing, because they want it to be a very community-driven game. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you decide you want to try this game out, you can download it on Steam, and make sure you get involved. Leave Steam reviews, good, bad, or indifferent. You know, leave your criticisms if you've got them. Keep it civil. But you know that they want feedback. They want to know what they can do to make the game better than it is. So that's something to be excited about, because when developers really like hold fast to that claim and get behind their games, that's when you get some of the best games you can get. So we'll have to see how that plays out in future, but for right now, it's nice to know that they're committed to it. I guess I left the dungeon, I think, which is no bueno, but that's okay. It would help if I waited to start popping my skills once the enemies have actually spawned. But it is super fun to just fight enemies in waves and use these massive, like, explosive skills. That much is very fun. I gotta activate this suspicious totem again, because apparently I didn't do this right the first time I was in here. I'm not clear about what I'm supposed to do. But that is okay, because I'm just having fun fighting stuff for right now. I really should figure out what my objective is in here, though. And again, if you guys are watching this and happen to be freaking out because I'm leaving behind these armor and weapon boxes, do not fear. Okay, here's a boss. Okay, that ended quickly. Yeah, don't freak out if you see me leaving behind these boxes. It is for a reason. And that is because I'm already level 25 and I have level 25 gear on, so I don't need them. Let's see. Okay, talk with... all at the Echo of Silence quest area. Okay, looks like I need to exit the dungeon.
What's going on?
Oh, speaking of monsters, I know I was talking about this a bit earlier and how I wish they were a bit more aggressive. Another thing that they wanted me to make mention of is that this game has been changed from the Korean version. So if you guys have, if any of you out there have played the Korean version by any chance, one of the differences that you'll notice is they've added more monsters. They wanted to, and I quote, upgrade the feeling of being surrounded by monsters. Which, I mean, the starting area still feels a little bit empty in places, but it can't be all monsters all the time because that wouldn't work. All right, so... but that was our first dungeon. It was very easy. It was a level 5 or level 6 dungeon, so, you know, with me being level 25, there wasn't really a lot that we could expect from it, which is kind of why I want to do a first look about this game once I have my regular account set up, one that's not press boosted, because I want to see how the game feels from level 1 and if it makes these dungeons and encounters more challenging, because I really would like to see a bit more challenge in the early game, and I hate to keep like harping on that, but it's the truth and it's how I feel about the game right now. It is fun, but right now it's not asking much of me. Whee! Okay, yeah, I've killed all the guys I need to kill. Oh, see, now they're attacking me. I only had to kill like 50 of their closest friends and family before they decided to attack me, but that's fine. Alright guys, well that's gonna do it for this gameplay video for Warlords Awakening. Once again, this was a sponsored video, so please keep that in mind. We also, as part of our sponsorship, we have a few giveaways we're doing, and there are full descriptions of the details and how you can win some new items for Warlords Awakening down in the description below. So please, we encourage you to check that out, where you can find all the details over on MMOHuts.com. And as always, make sure you subscribe and keep it locked on MMOHuts.com for all the latest gaming news and reviews.